Nigeria better. Well, violence is fast becoming synonymous with elections in Nigeria. Now, this ugly trend has kept evolving despite various efforts by security agencies, especially the police, to keep the peace and protect the citizens and electoral materials. What new approach should the police apply to tackle electoral menace? That's what we are taking a look at. Welcome to Police Diary, your number one security program coming to you live on the network service of Radio Nigeria, Africa's largest radio station. Now, on the program today, and as always, we give you the latest news on the activities of the Nigeria Police Force and how they affect the citizens. Well, specifically today, we'll be taking a look at electoral violence, plugging the loopholes. Electoral violence, plugging the loopholes. My name is Isaac Barry, your host. Stay tuned. Hello, police. Oh, yes, indeed. Glad to have you this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Welcome to Police Diary once again. I've got a guest with me right here in the studio, and he's representing the Force PRO, and he's not new to Police Diary. Incidentally, I don't know whether this is by design. Most times that he comes here, it's always on a Thursday. Uh, he is CSP El Mustafa Sani. He's representing the Force PRO. CSP, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
How come it's always most times? That's not to say it's only on Thursday you come here, because I know we met ourselves once or twice in the mornings, but it looks like you've planned it in such a way that anytime you be coming, it will be Thursday.
No, it's not as if it's a plan. We just want to give Nigerians the very best information. That's why the first public relation officer who was here yesterday will be coming on the Wednesdays. And Wednesday, that's where you discuss a lot of critical issues. While on Thursday, is for us to intercept what people are saying about the police or how they want the police to improve.
And we also discuss critical issues.
We also discuss critical issues. So I think members of the public would like to hear more from the Force PRO themselves, so that they will have that confidence that yes, they've spoken with the Force PRO.
All right. Let me officially welcome you again to the program.
Okay, all this while you've not welcomed me. Thank you very much.
Well, I'd like to let you know that today we are streaming live, on www.facebook.com /FRCN News. So if you have your phone and you're not close to where you can actually sit down and watch a laptop or something, you can actually just go to www.facebook.com /FRCN News, and then you can get to see gentleman officer here, CSP El Mustafa. He's already smiling, and don't worry, it will be very good. Well, actually, we can start to receive your text messages and WhatsApp messages. Send them to 0909-435-7045. That's 0909-435-7045. And don't forget, our email is policediary@gmail.com. Okay? And yes, indeed, you can also check us out on YouTube, right? That will be Radio Nigeria, Abuja. Search for us, you'll find us there. All right, the show is about to get underway now, but first, let's allow El Mustafa Sani to bring us up to speed with what's happening in Louis Edet House as the form of news that's happening right now.
Good afternoon, Nigerians. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. The Nigerian Police Force, as expected, where the Inspector General of Police, his management team, and all police officers concerned, now giving a postmortem of what happened during the election, going through the records, the reports, and seeing where the Nigerian Police Force did well with the aim of improving it, and also seeing where we our shortcomings, so that we put everything in place, because in the next 2 weeks we're having another election, and we want to improve on the stand we did, what we did last election on Saturday, and the Inspector General of Police to ensure that this happens is going to meet to all his commissioners of police, all the assistant inspector general of police who are at the head of appears in all the states of the federation, and also the AIGs that are in charge of the 12 zonal commands in the Nigerian police force, writing their own comprehensive reports with observations and recommendation, and where they have problems. That report will be x-rayed, will be discussed, and on Monday, all of them will be in the force headquarters to ensure that that thing is done. So in summary, what the Nigerian police force is doing is to appraise what happened on Saturday, and also to see where they can improve, so that in the next coming election, the loopholes that were discovered during the last election will be checked, and sanity will be brought to that. And this is what we call the learning process. Electoral process is always a learning process, because you deal with human beings, and the behavior of human beings are very, very unpredictable. That's the reason why the Nigerian police force is always trying to improve, so that they will give Nigerians the very best in protecting their lives and properties.
All right, thank you very much. I take that as the news from Louis Edet House. Well, let's quickly go to a couple of questions before we go to our lines. Before the elections, even well before the rescheduled one, we're talking about the preparedness of the police force. You talked about dotting the I's and crossing the T's. You told me everything was ready and everything. But despite all of these facts, that you were well prepared, men were sent out, there was welfare, everybody was ready, and all of that, we still had some ugly incidences. Well, yes, some might argue not too many places, but if all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed, why did we have violence in some places?
Yes, the first thing I would like to say here is that the election process, from the beginning to the end of election process, we are dealing with human behavior. And just as I've said earlier in this program, that human behavior is very, very unpredictable. And whenever you're dealing with human beings, there must be something that will be changed at the 11th hour. And apart from that, we have stakeholders in election process. It's not only the Nigerian police force that is a stakeholder in the election process.
True.
INEC is electoral stakeholders, the political parties, the candidates or contestants, and members of the public are also stakeholders in that in any election process. And whenever one or two elements in these stakeholders have a problem, the whole process will be looked upon as if it has a problem. Therefore, the Nigerian police force, just as you've been discussing before the election, the preparation of just as you sum them up, the Nigerian police force make concerted efforts to meet members of the public in several meetings. And, when you have thousands and thousands, to the extent that you have millions of people participating in one particular activity, definitely people will use interest, people will be easily, some people, can easily be emotional. And when emotion is setting, definitely there will be one thing or the other that may set up. And some of the politicians or some of the political parties may like to have it the easier way of having it. And naturally, all the easier way of having things are the wrong ways of having those things. Definitely, if you put all this together, we have some reasons to believe that we will have one or two crises. And luckily for us, these crises in these elections are just minimal. And that's the reason why in our preparation, the Inspector General of Police formed up a team, a special election investigation team, that all these things, all the things that were discovered, or all problems that were reported to the police, or all people that the Nigerian police force arrested as a result of one or two inaction during the election, will be thoroughly investigated. And through this investigation, we'll know the modus operandi of these people, and we'll have our think tank, the IG and its management team will sit down and know the next step to counter this type of activities in case it's recorded again.
Okay, sorry to seem as if I'm a doubting Thomas. Part of what we discussed before the elections is the fact that you told us one of the days that the police force had studied and actually mapped out the country. You knew the flashpoints, you knew where problems are likely to, come up and that. Now, the point would be, or the average Nigerian would normally ask, if you knew these flashpoints ahead of time, these are the places that normally will generate problems. Why didn't the police plug the loopholes? In other words, why didn't those places have extra money or extra men to take care of situation?
You see, if you look at this election, there are so many places that we call the flashpoint, and I've followed so many analysts on the radio and TV that have also done their own assignments and identified some places at flashpoint. Okay. Nobody has ever thought that Maiduguri Yobe will have a very smooth election, and nobody is reporting a single incident from those places, even though we have on the eve of the election, but during the election till date, the place is very peaceful. These are some of the flashpoints that the Nigerian police force have worked on, and it has brought up results. So many other places that we think that there will be problem, those flashpoints, we still have sanity in those places. But what is the reason why this thing succeed? It succeed in Maiduguri, Yobe, and other places, and it does not succeed in other parts of the country. You see, as I've just explained earlier on, the main stakeholders in election include members of the public. If members of the public wants the election to be peaceful and successful, the election will be peaceful and successful no matter what's happened. So all our preparation, all our strategies, all our security threat analysis, the posting of police officers to ensure security, if members of the public did not support the Nigerian police force, how would they support the Nigerian police force to succeed? Ordinary following the queue. Don't jump the queue. Be law-abiding while on the queue, and ensure that whatever you see, you tell the INEC official who is there to attend to you, or the police officer who is around to ensure security in that area, so that we carve out this type of problems from this polling unit. If members of the public can take that as their own civil responsibilities, because it's their own civil responsibilities, we'll have 100% success. But just as I've said, we're dealing with human behavior. Whenever you're dealing with human behavior, there must be a room for improvement, and there must be a room for deviancy by some other members of the public who don't want the process to continue the way it is. But generally, the Nigerian police force did well on that, and just as I've said, we're extracting that potently to ensure that the next election will have a better presentation than what we did in the last Saturday election.
Well, it is called the largest room, that room for improvement. Okay, thank you very much for that very special explanation. Now, we're told that about 128 members of the public were arrested for offenses and all of that, electoral offenses, one way or the other, either snatching, burning, or whatever. Now, my question would be, we do not know whether we have a member of the police force or any of the security agencies, arrested as collaborators or people who are complicit. Do you have any? If any, let us know what is being done, even to 128 members of the public that were arrested.
Yes, let me start with the members of the public arrested. You see, the Nigerian police force has extant rules. They're going to follow that in their investigation. It's not everybody that is being arrested that may face prosecution, because when investigation, it's only investigation that can confirm that. At the end of our investigation, all those that were found to have one element, perform one or two elements of an offense during that election, will be prosecuted and will be charged to court. And for police officers, as I've said before this program in various platforms, that we have check and balances, whereby we have the IGP expert, we have the IGP monitoring team that goes around this, all the states. And in that their duty is just to ensure that they monitor police officers,
Mhm.
and any errant police officer will be brought to book, will be dealt with the way it's stated in Nigerian Police Force Police Act and regulations. And that's the reason why earlier on in this program, I said the Inspector General of Police has invited all the commissioners of police, all the Assistant Inspector General of Police, and all those that headed one team or the other for the success of the election. They will come and share notes. From that, we'll have the full details to tell members of the public, whether members of the public or members of the Nigerian Police Force who are arrested or who may participate one way or the other in bringing bad name for the Nigerian Police Force. They will be investigated and will be dealt with according to the Police Act and regulations that is laid down for the Nigerian Police Force. So generally, I just like to tell members of the public, let them use those mediums. The Inspector General of Police has already directed all commissioners of police to have a distress call number, a hotline, numbers that they will spread all around their state of jurisdiction, so that members of the public, whenever they see anything that they need police to know or they need police to nip in the bud, they should call those numbers. And the commissioners of police have distributed that. And within this week, before next election, these numbers will be circulated. It's there in police website and other places that people can easily access, so that every state had their own peculiar number.
All right, we'll leave it at that point for now. Every state had these numbers that will be circulated. I still have some questions for you, but we'll be going to break now. When we come back, we'll involve members of the audience, that's the public, to actually ask you questions directly. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
So this one will be like not taking during break, did that?
No, we
No, you
can
can
talk.
talk, but they will see you.
They will see
Your
me.
voice will not enter.
Hmm?
During break, your voice will not enter. But they will still continue to see you. And since you're always good looking, there's no problem. I said, since you're always good looking, there's no problem. Since you're always good looking,
Just
always looking
mention
good.
the name and start picking up.
Whose name?
No,
I say,
The
no.
numbers.
Just mention the numbers and start. No need mentioning all those things because no time.
Now you cut me. Now you
Okay.
cut me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nelly, now you cut me, I see you.
it's coming to us. Well, thank you for staying with us on Please Diary. It's happening right here on the network service of Radio Nigeria. Don't forget, I have with me CSPL Mustafa Sani, who's representing the first PRO today. He's been doing a good job of letting us know what's happening. And so also let you know that we are streaming live on Facebook, www.facebook.com/FRCN News. Now, the numbers to call will be 0801 8075 8276. 0801 8075 8276 or 0807 622 6771, 0807 622 6771, and 0705 149 3324. 0705 149 3324. I already have calls coming in. Let's see. Hello. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for calling. Raise your voice and please go ahead. Thank you very, very much. He wants the services to be extended to rural areas, not just the city, and he gives you kudos. I saw you smiling. No problem. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Please Diary. Looks like that one is not just connecting for us. Let's try another one. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Please Diary. Thank you. Go ahead. Amen. Okay, we barely heard you, but I'm sure at the beginning he heard what you were saying. Thank you for calling. Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Well, we missed that one. Let's see. Hello? No, none of these are coming through again. Let's see. The line is beginning to act up. I got a couple of lines for you. Okay, let me see if I can get through to this one. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Please Dial. Thank you, Ayor. Good, go ahead. Wow. Thank you very much. You know, we never thought of that. We're always thinking police should protect someone. Okay, he has asked it, and I'm sure you will come up with an answer. Let's wait for this other call. Hello, good afternoon. Thank you, Ada, for calling. Thank you very much, Ada. Thank you. Very nice advice. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. All right, go ahead, Steve. We just lost Steve. He was calling from Enugu. Please keep trying and keep trying to reach us. Maybe what we should do at this point is leave CSP to respond to a couple of questions that have been raised.
Some of the questions, maybe I will just, as you've observed, they've just changed the gear. Let me start with that of the police. How are police planning to protect the police on duty during election?
Something told me you were going to start from there.
That's great because it touches the police, and I've been talking about the members of the public. Yes, during our operation order for this election, we have what we call the inner cycle of the operation and the outer cycle of the operation. The specific police officers is talking about there are those in the inner circle who are very close to the INEC officials.
Those who don't bear arms.
Who don't bear arms.
Okay.
But in the outer cycle, we have police officers who bear arms, who are in vehicles, and they move in a particular portion to patrol that area. And there is this communication between the police in the inner circle and the police in the outer circle. In case there is any problem that the police in the inner circle need reinforcement, he will quickly contact this patrol vehicle, these police officers that are armed and patrolling the area to come in for support, to come in for reinforcement. I think that's what the Nigerian police force states to ensure that not only members of the public, even though Nigerian police force, members of the Nigerian police force are also part of the public. So there are members of the public.
Human beings.
They are human beings, wow. Yes. Yes, I think that's what the Nigerian police force did to ensure that not only the Nigerian members of the Nigerian police force are secured during the election, also members of the public are secured. And somebody talk of extending the services. James, I think, talks of extending our services to the rural areas. And if you look at the way the Nigerian police force operates, we have police stations, we have police outposts, and they are spread all over the rural areas. Now that you've said it, I'm happy that you've said this. We're going to look at our strategies in the rural areas to ensure that we've give more priority to the rural areas, because we've observed that some of these offenses, electoral offenses, mostly occur in the rural areas.
Okay.
In the next election, we're coming up with a better plan for the rural areas. And somebody from Enugu, I think this is questions. I don't know what he means, that there is a lot of killing in the south, why there is no killing in the north.
Yes, he wanted to know why.
He's supposed to give me the reasons why this is happening. But generally, in everything that we say security, in any security operation, just as I've said, if members of the public did not support the security agencies, definitely there will be problem. Okay. No matter how beautiful the plan is for the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies, if members of the public did not key in, how did they key in? By informing the police of what is happening in the area, by telling the police if there is any problem in the area, and by giving assistance, ordinary assistance by officer. This is the way they followed. This is an assistance. This is the help that you can give the members of the Nigerian police. Yes, most of this problem happens because members of the public see them happen and they will never inform the security agencies.
Okay, well, let me just quickly butt in before you go on again. I got this message. I got a couple of calls coming, but there's a message that came. It said, stop deceiving our people. Police personnel helped 45% to rig the election, judging by what I saw. Some paid policemen were there without guns, while some police were supporting APC in some places. Lagos State is an example. What's your response to that?
Okay, my response to this is we have to get a verifiable information, and let him please kindly use our platforms that the Inspector General of Police has created. These platforms, just as you said, the numbers that the commissioners of police have circulated, try to be in touch, tell them what happened, what you observed, because he said that he observed it himself. Let him make it known to the Nigerian Police Force. As I've said, we have the X-Squad, we have our IG monitoring team that are moving around. Please try to locate either the PRO of your state or the Commissioner of Police of your state and give this eyewitness report that you've gotten. Definitely, the Inspector General of Police have warned every police officer to desist from whatever action that may mar the processes. Therefore, let him go and report that, and you will see what the Commissioner of Police or the PRO will do, the action that they will take to carve out this next election.
Well, on this note of your very solid submission, we'll have to wrap up today's edition of Police Diary. I'd like to thank you very much for being here with us. It was a wonderful time being with you, Mustafa Sani. I'm sure you won't wait till another Thursday to be here again. We don't know.
When you call me, when my superiors direct me to come, I have no option.
Okay.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, and folks, join us again next Wednesday for another package. Thank you to our guest. I've already done that. He did a wonderful job. Haruna Ghana coordinated our online media team, and thanks to our executive coordinator, Pat Ozele. The engineer on duty has been Leonard Silvanus. Uche Nebeli has been the magic fingers on the console. She was our studio manager. Nelly Nwachuku produced our program. And of course, I'd like to say thank you to our online media crew. They did a wonderful job of making sure you saw us on Facebook